Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel of ASH, Faculty of Engineering and Technology. My name is Kaumadi Singh, Assistant Professor for Professional Communication. Today we are going to discuss about paragraph development, meaning, requisites and methods of paragraph development. Starting off with the meaning, the term paragraph denotes a group of sentences which aims at introducing and developing one main idea about the topic. A paragraph mainly has three parts. The first part is the topic sentence, the second part is the supporting details, and the third part talks about the concluding sentence. So the first part, the topic sentence, is actually used to set the tone and tenor of the entire paragraph. The first point says that it is normally the first sentence of the paragraph. It conveys the overall point of the paragraph. It helps the writer focus on the idea written about. It helps the reader know about what the paragraph is all about. So it is essential for both reader and writer to focus on the main idea which is presented by the paragraph. The second point, which is the supporting details, which actually is the second part of the paragraph. The points are, they are sentences used to support the main idea stated in the topic sentence. They give more information about the main idea through examples. They say in details what the topic sentence says in general. They should be clear evidence that what the topic sentence says is trustworthy. They should be strong, convincing points on which the topic sentence can rely upon. So the supporting details is important for the clear evidences and the points of strong, convincing power, which makes the ideas presented to be trustworthy. The third part is the concluding sentence, and the points related to concluding sentence are, it is the reflection of the main idea pronounced in the topic sentence. It sums up what the topic sentence and the supporting details talks about. It is the closing sentence that reminds the readers of what they have to value. It is compulsory for the completion of the paragraph unity. It eventually indicates the end of a paragraph. It prepares the reader for a smooth transition from one paragraph. Moving ahead to the requisites of a paragraph. By requisites I mean the basic requirements of a good paragraph, and they are 3 in number. And for that we have a formula which is UCE. U stands for unity, C stands for coherence, and E stands for emphasis. The first point, unity, talks that every sentence in the paragraph should focus to the main idea of the paragraph to maintain unity between sentences. The next point, coherence, says that sentences should be interlinked, and for that we have to create verbal and logical bridges. And to create verbal or logical bridges, the devices we have are keywords, transition words, synonyms and pronouns. Moving ahead to the third point, which is emphasis. Emphasis refers to the force or prominence or important points towards which the writer wants to draw the attention towards. And for that also we have 5 points, and they are balance, space, repetition, contrast and emphatic words. Moving ahead towards the methods of paragraph development or writing, there are 5 kinds of paragraph development. The first is the inductive method, the second is deductive method, the third is chronological method, fourth is linear method, and the fifth is spatial method or space order. The first kind, inductive method, actually talks about how we develop paragraph by moving from particular statement to the general statement. The author will give details, argument or illustrations and then finally move or lead to the conclusion. For example, Ram dies, Mohan dies. They are human beings. Therefore, we can say that men are mortal. So when we are moving from specific examples to general theory or principle, that kind is known as inductive method of paragraph development. The next kind, deductive method, talks how we are reversing the logical arrangement of inductive method, and in this the paragraph writer will try to develop or to deduce his conclusion logically by particular or specific oblique subordinate statements. For example, man is mortal. Since Ram and Mohan are men, they are mortal. So inductive and deductive order, they are exactly opposite to one another. The third kind, chronological method or time order, talks that how the natural order of narration is one which event leads to another. This method is used to document time of an action, event or steps of an instruction. For example, the documentation of emergency medical services provided by an emergency medical technician is chronological. The term chrono actually denotes time, therefore everything has to be denoted in a sequential manner according to the time at which the event was held. Therefore, it is known as chronological method. The next kind is linear method, and it talks about one dimension. Each sentence leads to the next one in a paragraph with the purpose of maintaining a forward movement. The first step is logical sequence, and it is followed by sentences of a paragraph. The linear order is often splitted into separate units. Each unit will make its contribution to the general idea, and therefore it is a linear presentation. The next or the final method of paragraph development is spatial method or space order. For example, if a technocrat is writing to describe the part of a machine or a plot of a ground, he would like to organize his text spatially, that is, in order of space or place. For example, if we are trying to describe things from left to right, top to bottom, inside to outside, or clockwise or anti-clockwise. So the spatial order is the logical division of a subject on the basis of how they are arranged in order to justify it on the basis of space or place. I would like to conclude my today's lecture over here. I hope you all find it informative. Please stay tuned with the channel of ASET, Faculty of Engineering and Technology. Thank you so much for your presence.